I think what separates us from other salons is the attention that we put on consultations. And so the question becomes, why a consultation? Why is it important? What are the steps? What are the goals? And what's the process? In order for us to build a brand, you really can't have rogue people having consultations that aren't consistent with the rest of the staff, because it makes it hard to make the brand consistent. If I'm not here and, if I send one of my clients like Susan, because I'm out of town, to somebody else, she needs to go through a consultative process that's similar to what I would do, so that she feels comfortable that she can work with multiple hairdressers in the salon in the event that I'm not here. The most important thing we can do in a consultation, especially the first one, is to bond. We've got to connect. Connection's huge, because I need her to open up to me about what her problem is, where we're going, what her expectations are. And if I don't gain her trust, we just can't do that. Sometimes the nonverbal cues are more important than the verbal cues. And I like to stress to the staff that we need to be listening with our ears, but please remember, it is just as important to be listening with your eyes. Because if they look stressed or they look like they're confused, then our opportunity for retention goes down. She needs to be nodding her head, and she needs to feel like we're on the same page, especially if it's our first date, because I want her to be comfortable the whole time. And I need to get out of my head, all the things that I want to do, and I have to find out where her comfort level is. And I need to make sure that I'm solving the problem, and I'm doing it in a way, when it comes down to the amount of time or the expense, that matches her expectations, so that I can get her back in the chair. About 10 years ago, we kind of got out of the hair business and we got into the people business, and we spend more time now talking about consultations and communicating with clients than we do necessarily on hair skills. It's easy to work on a mannequin and teach someone to cut and color hair. It's hard to take new employees that we're training and give them communication skills. You need to be able to talk to your mom and your grandmother in this industry. You're going to starve if you think you're just going to work on teenagers and people in their early 20s. And so we have to create a journey, a system where we can ask questions and the solutions are revealed with the questions. And you've got to ask lots of questions so we can get all the data and we can come up with a solution that makes sense to the client, so we can gain trust. The first appointment for me is more about getting to know the client, creating a comfort level. I love to give a diagnosis, and I would love to do everything today, but if it's not there, let's not be in a hurry. If it's going to take a little while to get to know the client and connect with the client, then let's take our time. And we've got different consultations for different kinds of people. Fortunately, I've been doing Susan's hair for 15, 17, 18 years, and our consultations are very different because of the comfort level. But I've gained that trust, and I can make recommendations, and for all intents and purposes, it's just rubber stamped because she knows that I have her best intentions in mind. And so it's important that I keep up with my education, so I've got all the tools, but I need to be listening to her verbal and nonverbal cues so I know which tools to use, which tools not to use, and when to and not to use them. Through the consultation, when you build trust, we're building loyalty. And with loyalty comes the opportunity to have more clients. And I've had an opportunity to do a lot of Susan's family, and they've sent me friends and family as well. And it's literally an opportunity to capture an entire family tree. When I first got started, people asked the question, what do you like best about doing hair? And the question really was, do you like cutting or color better? And after about 10 years, I figured out I like the relationship. The rest of it's just nuances of doing hair. But living through 8th grade graduation and high school graduation, undergrad, master's, and going to weddings. But all of that literally starts with the consultation. Because if I don't have her faith, I don't have her trust, I don't have anything. So if I don't get it right the first time, it's really hard to get a good first impression on the second go around. And so I've got to spend the time to make sure that she knows that I understand her needs and that we can get on the same page so I can deliver an experience that actually exceeds expectations.